Hi, welcome back to our channel. This is Making Like Two Humans Being. I'm Julie Hiert, and with me, as always, is the wonderful and fabulous Kate Foggo. In this show, we talk about the fact that both Kate and I are intuitives. We're soul-level animal communicators, soul-level intuitive coaches, and Kate does even way more cool stuff than that. She does body code and all this fabulous stuff, so check her out. Anyway, but we talk about the fact that we're both intuitives and we're also human. And so how do those two things play in any given time? So that's what this show's about. But today in this episode, we're actually going to do a couple of readings on one another. I'm first going to ask Kate whatever it is she wants to talk about, and whether she wants to talk about an animal or have me talk to an animal, or she wants me to connect in with the guides to see what's going on, or both. That's what we're going to start off today, and we'll see where it goes. So welcome to this week's episode. All right, Kate, where do you
Okay,
want to
just
start? Yeah.
full transparency, in an effort to try and look in your eyes, which I think I am now, I have actually removed my self-view, which distracts me. So if you notice that I'm dribbling or that I've got spinach in my teeth, you'll need to tell me, Julie. So there's a lot of trust going on here.
Okay.
Right, okay. I would be very grateful for both. Actually, Julie, as you know, we talked last week and we were going to swap chats on animals, and but the focus on that has changed, just to give people some idea why you might want a reading. Sally, my beautiful, loving, sweet cat, is an absolute headbanger in the morning. I mean, she just goes crazy for food in a lovely way. It's all lovely and purring, but she's literally exuding static electricity and gets really intense, and it actually messes with me and I cannot sleep through it. I can't go, oh, that's nice. And and it's not just me, because my sister, when she was pet sitting, said there was a couple of times. See, Sally knows what works, basically. And we have a soul contract about me and my boundaries. Boundary, what's a boundary? I could probably define a boundary, so we're getting somewhere now. But she just started that up again. And then actually after we spoke, it's all calmed down again. And I think a lot of it's me and what's going on with me, but something has superseded that question. So that just for readers, writers, listeners, viewers, whatever we want to call them. I listened to a Frank Skinner show, which is a podcast, and he always talks about his readers as opposed to his writers, as opposed to his listeners. And a number of people that write into him and go, well, listeners not, and so it's sort of like an in joke, and I quite like it, calling people readers. But anyway, so just as an example, that is what I know what my soul lesson is with Sally. There'll be nuances to that, but that's the sort of questions that we go to in that why are you behaving this way. If your pet is doing anything that pushes your buttons, Sally can push my buttons from 100 yards. And it's this thing in the morning is actually a physical sensation. I can actually feel her fizzing with electricity, and I find it really hard. And this happens like 5 o'clock in the morning, and she will, to be fair, she'll just lie beside me, but she'll have her face like here, purring and dribbling on me, which should be nice and cute, but it's not. I find it actually really quite intimidating because I have issues with boundaries. But that's just an example. But the question, I'm going to try very hard not to cry, and of course as soon as I say that I will cry. I have a question about my lovely Niala.
Okay.
Niala has had an inflammation in her sinuses, which is like it doesn't seem to be bothering her in the slightest. But I took her to the vets yesterday, and I know the universe orchestrated this for me, because I was like, will I, won't I, will, because she'd seen the vet, and he gave me some, because they went in for hormones, and he gave me some antibiotics to put in her water, and they all, I thought, had taken it, but it didn't make any difference. And I was like, should I, shouldn't I? And then I noticed they were all scratching. I took her to the vet, and the vet said they're hooching with fleas. I was like, how did this happen? Literally yesterday they were fine. So I think that's why it had to happen, because I might not have noticed otherwise. So at least they've had the treatment, because I've got the treatment for that. Because I just changed their bedding and everything. But it frequently happens when animals are low immune system, like when they're
the guide says.
Anyways, yeah. So Niala she said it was an abscess in her mouth. It wasn't actually, so it's all connected, obviously. It could be now. I don't want to write her off, right? Because I now have to give her antibiotics, which is really hard with a chicken, but she's actually been quite sweet so far. I just put it in a grape and she's been fine. So it might twice a day might be fine. But if you think cats are hard, I think chickens will. But there's a bit of me when she said that it could be antibiotic resistant and the choices beyond that. Like if this doesn't clear it up, it could be the end of her because she is an old bird. It could be a symptom of an underlying tumor. I think, I don't know, I know I'm connecting to her, but whether I'm actually hearing what that
Yeah.
it's so, I'm sort of getting, I'm not going anywhere yet, whatever that means, but I also don't trust that because there's so much emotion in that, because she's always been the feisty one in terms of health. She's really rambunctious, and I never ever thought she would be the first to go. And it raises a whole pile of stuff, not only the grief around her, but where does that leave me when there's only one left? There's a whole, and also unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that, Julie, I would really like to know whether you get that this is all part of her transition.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to explain a couple things for our readers. So as you were, so in a regular soul level animal communication session, I would get the information on the animal, which is Niala, female chicken alive. I'd make sure I had her name spelled correctly, which is Niala, right?
Well, that's what I write, but I did some research the other day for some reason, and either are correct, but that's the one I use.
Okay, that's what okay, yeah. So female chicken, Nyla, female chicken alive, that's the information that I need. I would normally connect in, get the animal's person, ask the animal what we need to know about their personality. If they're alive, do a body map, which we still probably will do because that just got pinged as I said that out loud. And then I would ask the animal, what do we need to know about Kate's personality for this reading? Then Kate can ask whatever questions, and then we'd move to the soul level, which is its own set of questions that we ask the animal. However, in this case, because Kate and I can also do things outside of the structure, and because we're also going to do stuff on the fly in the interest of time, and because there were things that you were saying, Kate, that were getting pinged as you were talking, which not only is to some degree Nyla, but it's also my guide. So, because to also explain in a soul level intuitive coaching session, when we're working with the guides and working with our clients in a soul level intuitive coaching session, the client, the reader, you, Kate, get to talk much, much more than when you're in an animal communication session. In animal communication, we're just saying yes or no, that makes sense. And then we let the animal talk. Here, the guides were pulling out this feisty thing. So as you talked about, she's usually my feisty girl, or old bird, you said too, which also was kind of interesting. They thought that that's cool because that phrase in your neck of the woods, an old bird, right? Because you refer to birds, and yeah. So anyway, there's something in the feisty thing too, as far as what she has been working with you on. Because you said feisty, and I saw her do the strength, and like her chest got all puffy and this type of thing. And then that's when I realized there's a contract in there somehow with you and her. But then she showed me too, there's a softening in you, which is wonderful, and she applauds. So that's just kind of out of the gate there. Okay. So that's a little guides pulling the thread, but that the animal coming alongside and explaining a little bit more. So I just want to go back though and just make sure we're talking with, and just not make sure, but connect more for. Oh, the other thing I want to explain is that even though Kate and I both do this for a living, we will bounce things off of one another as well as other colleagues, because when it is our animal, we do get so emotionally connected. It's hard for us sometimes to oh, is that really what they're saying? Am I freaking out? Like that kind of thing. And I know I worry a lot with Lucas, so that clouds my, and so to be able to bounce it off of another colleague and validate it, we do that all the time. So just want to put that out there. Okay. So Nyla, female chicken alive. she shows me that whole puff up, that whole like puffed up wings. Like it's, you know how like in a cartoon chicken will have its wings and then they can easily do the thing and they put it on their hips, and she's just like, and she's doing all this, like, I've got it going on. Like she's just really, she is vivacious is the word I hear her saying. I am vivacious. I am vital. I am. I think she's going to give me, she's trying to find another V word, but yeah, she's just, wow. Okay. Yeah. She's just, and she just loves life. I just hear her say, I just love like, and so she is the leader of the chickens, because I feel
No. She acts as if she is, but actually Ella is. But she thinks she should be. And it's really okay. It's really interesting because if Ella scolds her, it will literally just brush water off a duck's back to her. I mean, she'll obey, but whereas when Ella scolds Pink, or Niala scolds Pink, who's the bottom, Pink's like, ah, you're bullying me, you're horrible, I hate you. Whereas Niala literally just bounces off. It's like it's like she doesn't believe that. It's like she's just letting Ella believe that she's in charge.
Niala, I hear Niala, like I suddenly feel like I just feel really, through my core, really grounded. I just know who I am, is what I hear her say. And whatever anybody wants to do to me, this is what she said, that's their shit, not mine. Like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. That's what she's doing. There was something else in that she wanted to share. Humphrey. Humphrey is the pheasant that visits you. She thinks Humphrey's pretty cool.
Because she doesn't really chase him, whereas Pink goes mental chasing him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, it's just like whatever.
Yeah, she enjoys the visits from Humphrey. They have a friendship, but it's not like well, there's a little flirting. She says she likes to flirt a little bit with Humphrey. Like, hey there, hey there. She really likes those. Oh, she's making me all like, how do I want to say, like turned on, kind of like she wants to like, hello there. Like she just loves his colors and tail.
He is very beautiful. You see, Nyla's always the pretty one as well.
Oh, so okay, yeah. She's like, yeah, I appreciate the beauty. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so just know that she thinks it's really kind of cool that he comes around, and she's curious to see. I know he had a chick. She's curious, and I don't know if you've not seen the chick or anything, but she's curious to see the next male that comes. So know that she's okay. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna make sure that's okay. All right. Is there anything else you want us to know about your personality? Okay. So I'm just gonna go. Do you want me to body map her? I feel like she wants me to. Do you want me to?
Okay. They've got mites, so you might not like it.
Well, let's see. They have mites or fleas or both.
Well, they're mites, fleas, mites. I mean, they should be dying off now. It's been 24 hours.
I'm just asking her if she'll map her body energetically to mine so I can feel what it feels like in her body. Oh, I can feel that. Oh, okay. So I can feel, I don't know what side it's on, but for me, it feels like it's on the left side, the pressure in the thing. Yeah, I can feel it. Huh? Is it left or her right? I feel it on my left.
I think it's the right, but I mean, I don't know. That's where the swelling is, but
okay.
It's in the roof of her mouth.
Oh, okay. I feel
it's all connected. So this is swollen here.
Okay.
On the right side, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, swollen on the right side, but whatever's wrong could be anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so here's everything here's what she's sharing with me, and here's how it feels. This, which is the left side of my nose, it's like there's something pressing on the left side of my nose. It changes how I talk, but it's a strong pressure here. And then when I first said, oh, I can feel it, like it was here, but then my whole head just felt like there was it just, my whole head felt heavy. As I close my eyes, even my eyes feel, when you have like a cold, you can feel like the warm pressure in your eyes, like they're going to be goopy and pressury and all that. Like it feels like there's some of that going on, more the heat, not the goopy part, but the heat. But then what really started to happen is this, my whole back, the back of my head, there's something like that kind of a feeling, and also sitting on top of my head and now across my forehead. So all the head, it's not painful, but there is a uncomfortable heaviness, and it's almost like I'm wearing a helmet that's too tight, if that makes sense. I'm going to let her, is there anything else physically you want me to ask her? If not, I'll let it go and then we can ask her a bunch of questions.
There's not much I can do.
Okay.
Really.
Okay, so okay, she salutes me. She's letting me take that. She's taking back her body. Okay, where do you want to start with questions?
Well, I guess the question is this her beginning a transition? Is this going to kill her one way or the other, or end her life? Because it could be a tumor.
It could be a tumor. It could be a tumor. She's not saying yes or no to either one. She's like, she shrugs her shoulders. Like on the tumor thing, she shrugs her shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm not gonna, if this doesn't work, I will. Our options are limited. I wouldn't put her through surgery.
Yeah. Well, I hear her say, I don't want that anyway, is what I hear her say, surgery. When I ask her, is whatever's going on going to take you out? I hear no. And then I hear, and then I ask, are you starting your transition? I do hear yes. However, they're not tied.
Okay.
So for me, when I do readings, and I think I got this from Danielle. Danielle talks about how they transition out of their bum, is what she's always said. For me, it's almost like in the United States, we have this organization called United Way. They do these fundraising things and they put these big signs out in front of their building that are thermometers. And when you raise the money, as they raise the money, the thermometer gets full. For me, the animals they're full, and then they show me how far down they are, but they show me in my bodies, and they actually go out of their feet for me. So when I ask her to show me that aspect of her transition, and this is why she has the pain up here, is because like she's just like that much starting out of her head. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Okay. I don't know. She's not gonna, is she sharing time? I don't, okay, I'm asking her. I'm just because she's like, okay, hold on. I can hear Danielle's voice, manage your energy. She is starting her transition, but I don't feel like it's gonna be like that. This is gonna take, she's gonna luxuriate in it, is what I hear her say.
So it isn't related to this
No,
infection.
no. It doesn't, how does she, this is what I hear her say, like, it doesn't, for right now, it doesn't help her because it is compromising her immune system. And what I hear her say, because it's taking the focus off of the transition, and I can't control my transition like I want to, but because I have to focus here. But she's saying like, this is annoying. The infection's over here. She's like, this is annoying.
That's what she's been telling me consistently, but I haven't asked since I saw the vet.
This is annoying. I don't like it. There's an uncomfortable aspect to it, but it's much more that it's just like, oh, really, we got to do this now. Like, I don't need this stuff. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, Julie. That's consistent with what I thought. I just thought I was talking myself up. If you could though, I'm sure she knows this, but if you just ask her to play nice so that I can give her the antibiotics. She has done, and I'm sure she'll continue because she loves food.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have to force her at the moment. She's taking them in grapes, but we've got 10 days, 20 sessions, 3 down, 2 down rather. Just if you can tell her to just be kind to mummy.
Yes. She's like, absolutely, I can be kind to mummy. I also hear her say, like, when it's time, as you put the medicine in the grape, like there's energy work you can do, like, thank you, medicine, thank you, grape, thank you, energy and grape. And then I am helping Niala. That feels like sometimes what she's showing me is that when you begin to approach her, there's the, oh my God, oh my God, are you okay?
It's more that I hate to pick her up because I know they don't like it. So I don't, I'm just conscious of upsetting her and handling her because they don't like it. I have tried periodically to do it more often, but they just don't like it. So I just stopped.
Yeah.
Because they're too old to teach.
She's like, I really, really like the grapes. What happens is as you are worried and all the things that you mentioned, as you come towards her, she feels that she's like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to, no. So if we stay in the thank you, the gratitude thing, and like picture her taking it and all that stuff, she's like, okay.
Thank you. Yes, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and for you, like soul level lesson wise, like this is to help establish that practice for you of staying in that, okay, thank you, grape, thank you, medicine. This is that picturing of this is working. It already, that law of attraction type of feeling. This is just a good practice for you, is what she's saying.
Yes, because that's it. Like I do things for other people and they tell me amazing things and I don't dwell on it. But when it's me, I'm actually really bad at healing my own animals until there's a crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't do that at all.
Okay, thank you, Julie. That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. She's so sweet.
She is. She is. She's just saying, yeah, I hear her say, don't worry, mommy. I'm not going yet. We've got time. Yeah. I'm still, and I hear her say, like, I don't know why I'm trying to do like a British voice, but that's what she said. Like, I'm still working with you. We're not quite done yet, mommy.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
you. Are you good if I disconnect then?
It's funny because something like that happens because I was just standing there staring at the vet. They tell you all this stuff, so and I'm thinking, cut to the chase. Is she dying or what? I don't know what to do with this information. Thank you, but
yeah,
what can I do? But it brings into sharp focus, I suppose, just what my life's all about, because actually it's about them at the moment. Just stop saying sentences when you go up at the end, haven't we? It's about them at the moment. And so I guess question for my guides. I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing, Julie. I really don't. I was just bumbling along, just literally had about not even a week of actually feeling like, oh, I can do this. I can grow this feeling I'm getting this, everything, and then this lady from cottages.com comes in, blows everything. I'm not blaming her, but it brings all this stuff up for me and I'm still battling with it. And I'm meeting someone tomorrow who will give me another perspective. But it just comes down to what the fuck am I doing? Like if I can't, I've been fighting and fighting to like not do this. And do you remember when I said that my sister had said, well, why do you persist in doing it? Just stop doing it. And I was like, oh, I can't. Well, it's funny because like 2 days ago I thought I could just stop. It's really weird how things move in. Because now I'm questioning whether I can actually make money because all the prices are going down. Everything in the world is going up. holiday prices are going down. I'd not, but then I'm very aware that all of this is Bobcat and spreadsheets and all of that. But I'm genuinely don't know what to do. And then I had a conversation with Gary, and suddenly he's like, right, fine, we'll stop doing the shed. But if we stop the shed, then we have to move. And I was like, and then I actually don't want to move. I know it's about money, but he's like, there's no point having the shed and having it standing empty, because everything will decay and all of that. But then I'm like, oh my God, why does this decision have to hinge on that decision? Because that suddenly makes it really big. Because ultimately, yeah, I do want to stop, but then I don't know how I'm going to make a living. And I know I should be able to make a living just by sitting here and feeling good, but in the meantime, until I get to that space, so I feel like I'm just on a constant treadmill and not really knowing what I want. Then Gary offers it to me, and I'm suddenly like, but I don't want to move. Like, I don't want to move. Maybe I just need to suck it up. I don't want to move house, not yet. It'd be different when Gary stops work, because then we can go somewhere really remote. I don't want to just sell this house to live in some pokey house that's not very far from here. If I go, I want to go somewhere where we can get a proper, maybe an eco house, have some animals, stuff like that. As long as we have to stay within, and I know this is all external, physical bullshit stuff, but it's like I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want. Well, I do know what I want. I want to keep my chickens, have a few more animals. I got the stuff done in the garden. It's going to be chaos, because if I don't actually plant it up now, of course, it's just going to go mental with weeds. I spent yesterday in the garden just after gone, just literally just hosing down the paths and stuff like that. I've had really bad backache. Okay, I felt like shit when I came in and sat down, but while I'm out there, didn't even notice it, Julie. Like, I just don't, when I'm outside and doing stuff physically outside, and I know there's not many days of the year in Scotland you can do that, but when I'm outside doing that stuff, it's like, that's what I want. I don't, stop pretending that I want to do something else. I don't. I just want to potter around outside and grow herbs and speak to my chickens and cuddle sheep, and that's what I want. I don't want to do anything else. I don't know what. I'm just stuck now in all the endless possibilities of what should or shouldn't happen.
So I see you with a llama, by the way. They showed me a llama on your
Oh,
property.
interesting.
Alpaca.
Maybe my sister, because my sister loves them. I don't know them that well, but
Yeah, I think they're fabulous. Or yeah, llamas. I see. I was gonna say goats, and the guys are like, nope, llamas. Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to know? What's your question? Because there was a lot in there, but their guides were like, what do you want?
okay. I guess, what is my future with it? What is in my highest and greatest good in regards to the shed? To try and make it work, or to walk away?
So here's how they answer your question. They show me you and the shed, you plus shed equals and a big heart. The try to make it work is the it's the trying, 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 it's the, and they're showing me like the I've before many times I've gotten that I see you in like a horse corral, and like there's the corral keeps things out. This is like similar shape, but it's just this spiral. So you get caught up in is what they're saying. So you're like caught up in, I need to make it work. Do I need to make it work? I need to make it work. Do I need to make it work? And then, and then you're pulling in all these things. It's almost what they then show me is like this becomes a big cyclone. So they're showing me the movie Twister, which I never watched, but there's one scene that they would use in the trailer where the cow gets caught up in the twister and is like whipping around. And so you've got like books and bricks and fencing and logs, like all this stuff is just like swirling all around. Okay, so they're suggesting to make that stop. Like there's the breath, make it stop. And they want you, not what you want, but to really think about what you need one thing, but then they even back up and they go, that statement that we do for law of attraction, I would like to make X amount of money or better for the shed. Do you have that? Do you have a statement about, okay.
Well, I don't say it, but I know what I need to make out of it to make, not need to make. I know I would like to
What
earn.
you want, however big of a number you want. It's more of your dream statement, right? This is what they're suggesting. Because what
Okay.
they said, like, I know what I need to make. They went, what do you want?
Okay.
What do you want pound wise? Sorry. What do you want pound wise or better for the shed? Make it as big and this is what they're doing. It's big and as lofty and as fabulous as you want it to be, as you want it to be. And it may not be lofty in other people's terms, because I don't see it like being like, because if you make it so big and lofty, well,
Yeah, I
no,
won't believe it.
you're gonna what? Well, no, it's not that you won't believe it. What's gonna happen, what they're showing me is that you're gonna get stressed out about, oh my God, how would I ever manage that? And then that,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So whatever feels like big and lofty, it's big and lofty. And just write it out and put it over somewhere. They're putting it on my left, whatever that means, but just put it over there. And just, okay, I've done that, we're done. Now, what they're suggesting. So that's the want. Then they're suggesting, what is it in life for Kate Foggo's current incarnation and for the rest of her beautiful, fabulous, long ass days in this world, in this incarnation? What is it that you need? Need, not wants, right? The needs. And it's not shed related. What do you need for balance? What do you need? And balance gives you happiness, right? So what do you need really for balance? You need this kind of food. You need this much interaction with your chickens. You need, think about what you need. That's not negotiable. And that's an exercise, because what happens, what they're showing me is you start down the path and then you start to, well, maybe I could compromise, maybe not, I don't know, maybe that. And you start to go down these little rabbit holes. And so when you notice that bit, just try to come back. And it feels like it's a list of 5 to 10 absolute non-negotiables, what Kate Foggo needs for Kate Foggo. For Kate Foggo's balance, and thereby happiness. But they're nervous about saying happiness because there becomes an attachment to that outcome for you, and that's nope. Balance. What does Kate Foggo need for balance?
Okay.
Okay. So they want to know, one, how that feels, and two, where you would want to, what you want to ask from there to help answer your larger thing.
It feels like I know this stuff. Because I think I get caught up in, when I get defensive, it's like I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. And then when it's like, okay, give it up, then you're like, yeah. When I feel trapped, I get very defensive, like I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want that. But I know whatever shit this is that I'm working through will follow me. If I give up on the shed, go and do something else, it'll be about the car or the garden or the new house, or I know it's not the shed. I know that my anxiety when I have no guests isn't actually better than when I have guests. it's just an ongoing thing. But then, like my sister said, yeah, but if you didn't have the shed, you wouldn't have that anxiety. No, maybe not, but I would manifest it over something else.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's what I came to. I was awake most of last night because this is the first time Gary's actually articulated in a very roundabout way that, well, maybe we should sell up. And then I'm like, oh God, do I want that? Not really. I don't want to move again. You know what it's like, don't you, Julie?
Mhm. Mhm. I know what
Um,
it's like. Yeah, I've moved 3 times in 1 year.
yeah, it's a lot. We did as well, and it's just not twice. No, once, twice. Yeah, twice. It's not. It's not.
Do you want me to chime? Do you want the guides to chime in, or do you want to
Yes.
clarify? Okay. The word you said trapped. They pulled on that thread. So what they're suggesting is, and this is homework, is the trap that's being, or how when you feel trapped, it's a creation that Kate Foggo, the human, has created a trap. And the excuses or the reasons why you can't do something are they show this to me. Those are like the little teeny behaviors of that's the workaround. So you creating traps for yourself, one way that that's manifesting is I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. So the homework for you right now is you start to say, I can't. Wait a minute, why can't I? Wait a minute, what's all there? And like really going into the can't aspect. They are showing me, because they were showing me again the image that when you and I have done this work for however many years now on each other, and there was that image of you in the corral, and then the thing was denial, and your dad had something to do with it long ago. I don't, they're reminding me of that. But this is that aspect of it, this denying yourself of letting go. You're denying yourself of letting go of control, and that attachment to the outcome. What's also interesting to me that they're showing is that the outcome, many times that you will create, is negative for you. Worst case scenario, I hear. So that too is a workaround. Do you remember what negative, I'm asked, do you remember what negative belief you were working on with that?
I thought it was not good enough, but
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. It's not safe, secure, protected. It's not lovable. Yeah, not good enough. Because this is this denial that I am good enough. So there's a couple of homework things that you have. Yeah, go ahead.
that's really interesting because when I said I had like nearly a week of feeling like I was really getting some traction, what the feeling that I was trying to cultivate was this doesn't matter feeling. This feeling that whatever came at me actually doesn't matter because I'm protected by, so it's interesting that it should come. I'm like losing my thread here, but it is all about this. That is the feeling I got to, and this is what, and I can't remember how she says it. And I think Matt Kahn says the same thing. Eva Baronia says something like, when you make that, when you what's the word? Try to attain something, you decide, I am going to try and treat my mother with more respect. What comes up then to be healed will be all about things that challenge, so it comes up in order for you to work through it. So the fact that I was actually feeling like I'm getting this, I'm getting to a point where I can actually stop caring about all this trivia, but by finding this wider trust we talked about. And then of course all this stuff comes up where I'm back to I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like, I have been less worried about money, and now suddenly with all this stuff coming off about the shed, now suddenly I'm back to, oh fuck, so I can shut the shed. Okay, that deals with the emotional side of it. Now then there's a practical side of, oh my God, what am I going to do for money? And so So actually it's a sign that things are shifting, isn't it?
Yes, things are shifting and you're going even deeper. So what they showed me is when you went like this and like, oh my gosh, there's this and there's this. It's like, and they reminded me of Matt Kahn too, as well, because they said, okay, so this pops up. Money, for example, pops up. Oh God, blah, blah, blah. I see you financial concerns and I respect your power. Let us understand why you're popping up. Why are you one of the gates in the corral that is my overall denial and opening the corral for me to walk through? What is going on right here? And there's that. And then, but here's the thing is that for what they're showing is like, take that breath and just focus on that vertical is what they're showing. No, yeah, vertical. So you're almost going to work through different layers and then let the next one arise and the next one, like one at a time. Because also what they're showing me, what happens is you're like, oh my God, there's this and there's this and there's this and there's this. And in that overwhelm, you go like, oh, fuck it, I can't, nope, not doing it. And it's like, okay, whoa, let's just take things. And this becomes that cyclone that they show with like all the things in it, one at a time, one at a time.
That's perfect, actually. Sorry, I put my back, but still really sore. That's perfect, actually, Julie, because that's the whole point, isn't it? It's like, it's not about, do I continue with the shed or not? Tell me what to do. It's about, what do you want? Focus on that. It's always that simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
I cannot get to there from here. I have to, you know, what do I actually want here? Focus on, which is what I was doing, focus on the feelings, because I cannot control this shit.
Right.
And actually probably makes no difference at all whether I go with cottages.com, whether I stay on Airbnb, whether I slash my prices or whatever. It's all going to elude me until I can find that peace, that it's going to be okay place.
Yes. Yeah. So they're summarizing and saying, what do you want for the shed? And put it over there. And don't worry about the dreaded house, as Mike Dooley says. And then, so done part one. Part two, what does Kate need for balance?
Yeah, I've got that down here. Julie, I'm very conscious that you have a
Yeah, I gotta go. Everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
But let's do this, Kate. Next week, let's just check in and see what's come up for you if you're open to doing that. Okay, cool.
Thank you, Julie. I really appreciate it. Sorry to cut it short, everybody. Readers, are we allowed to fully readers? I'm Kate Fogger. This is Julie Hurt. We are making light two humans being, and you can follow us right here on YouTube. You can subscribe to us. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and here. If you have any comments, please do engage with us. We will try to answer all the comments we can. And if you have any suggestions for things you'd like us to talk about, please make that known. And also, if you've enjoyed this show, please pass it on. Okay. Bye-bye.